Welcome in to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this morning's update, as we start this Saturday on a thinly traded weekend, we'll take a very close look at XRP. We'll talk about some developments within its ecosystem as Ripple CTO is very excited about new XRPL lending protocol proposed for DeFi expansion. So that's an interesting take on things. If we have time, we'll get into how the SEC takes a loss in lawsuit against Deville, Ripple to reap the benefits. So a couple things that we need to talk about. There's a lot of speculation about XRP 5xing to $3, but that's so far off the table right now because we've got a lot of resistances to go through that I don't really want to go through that FUD article because there's a lot more to talk about in between. But what we need to talk about this morning, starting out, is XRP's trying to have a small recovery here. We know we went down to just below 50 cents yesterday, about the 4.99. As we said yesterday, we should get a consolidation up after that big drop. Now, how far does it go is where, there's a few levels that we can start to look at here. If we look at the hour time frame, we're coming up to the 20-day. If we look at the 30-minute time frame, we're right up on the 20-day as well. Small reversal candle maybe here in the 30-minute time frame. If so, we have not. It's going to be tough here. This is consolidating. It could almost be like a bull flag that formed off this drop, and we need to come up just a little bit higher to retest these drop points. If I'm looking at this 4-hourly reversal candle here as well, a lot of room here to come up after that big dump. There's a lot of room. XRP, if we look at realistic targets here, we should come back, test this broken structure. Even if this is very bearish, you would expect a retest of that drop point. If it can pull any kind of momentum this weekend, you should get a rebound back up to near 58.8 cents. If it comes up in that direction, that's where you would be targeting, at least I am, on this consolidation if it were to break up. We can clearly see we're well within this formation of the handle. We came down and retested the handle support. Almost hit it dead on. We came all the way down on this chart to 5090. That handle support right here is right around 503. And if we bring this into a bigger time frame, we can certainly see how that cup and handle is set up. And this is a very bullish pattern unless, in fact, you break down this handle, because a cup and handle pattern, 85% of the time, you will break up instead of breaking down. In the event of the 15% that you break down, there is a chance that you play it all the way to the downside instead of to the upside, and that could bring us all the way down to near 5 cents. However, a break to the upside is $1.20. And furthermore, I know we're looking at those scenarios, but we've got some setups here as well. If we look at the chart here, how we come below the uptrending support, this is why I said I think it's more than likely we could retest this area as long as we play this true back up. We've also got in the shorter time frame, not like the immediate short term, but going back to October of 2022 roughly, and we're in this, the way I'm presenting it right here, it's a rising channel, but some can argue that you can put it into a rising wedge, which I will not kill you on. I just put this in a rising channel setup, and I discounted the wicks that went up on the fake rallies, and it's come down every time. So now it's giving you a little bit of a design here. If you come below, around that 50 cent area, that handle support, if we come below that 50 cents, we have a technical breakdown that could bring us to 30 cents. And there's nothing wrong with being afraid of this, because I'd rather see this than not. But now that's the downward perspective. Let's say we garner a lot of attention here. We get a breakout. That was a beautiful consolidatory drop with the Bitcoin dump and yada, yada, yada. Instead of going to 30 cents, this is suggesting a move on top of the rising channel back up to about 92 cents. That would retest the handle resistance up there. So we're in a very weird and precarious spot. The problem is when you're in these rising formations, they tend to be bearish reversals if you can't break out of them. We've had 3 chances to break out, and we've gotten beaten down equally every time. The good news is this uptrending support has never given away. Even with yesterday's volatility, as 30,000 Bitcoin were sold. That's the bottom line. Somebody sold 30,000 Bitcoin yesterday, and it caused a quick reversal in Bitcoin. And I think it goes deeper than that, because so what? Somebody sold 30,000 Bitcoin. For the rest of crypto to do this, it's a mass manipulation. This is the biggest issue with crypto and the biggest love for me in crypto. It's unregulated, which is how it needs to stay. You don't want regulation by enforcement in crypto. But the unregulated nature of crypto makes it just as volatile to the top as it is to the bottom. So you have to be very careful, and you have to buy in very, very strategic spots. And then if you've made a couple 100% and you have areas where you don't feel like you need it to come through, and that's where your point is, and then you just rebuy when it has dips, that's how you do it. Or you accumulate through the drops. So if you hold something and it comes through your buy-in, then you can reaccumulate. I have a very hard time buying things when it's well above my buy-in, which is why I haven't re-added to XRP since I bought it at 34 cents. But if XRP does break down, it's not 100% guarantee that I would just sell it if it breaks down and it shows a big reversal. There's a chance, because of how low we already are, that I would just forego the sell and just add on after it goes below 50 or 49 cents. But that's to be determined based on this current flow. And we'll be very, very transparent here what's going on forward. But right now we're looking at XRP, the retracement. If we look at this in the shorter time frame and this rising channel, it's not a short time frame, but just so we can see how important it is to hold this layer. We're looking to hold where it's held one time, down here at the 505. And if we push up here, we are going to push up towards the 200 in the 30-minute, but that's also a pattern resistance we're going to be seeking out right around that 58.6 cent level. And that's not identifiable just by it is by the 200, but it's also identifiable by this formation we're in. This is the handle resistance. So we're going to have to come up not just past 58, but we're also going to have to make it up a little bit farther at 61 or 62 once you get to the handle resistance. But right now we're dealing with this was what we were considering an expansion zone, and to see if XRP was teasing a breakout, or if it was just going to break down, it would have to stay above that uptrending support to use that as a new teasing uptrend. But as we can see, it fell well below it. And the flowback volume is not exactly strong. Now, on a thinly traded weekend, I have no doubt we can make a push back up towards 58.8. But at any time, if we lose the support down here around 51 cents, it could be for a hefty retracement. As we always talk about on these drops, though, when you can measure out what's going on beneath it, you can kind of see a little bull flag that forms in these drops. I know it's set up in the skies, but now it could mean that it just does one of those, or you come up and then it starts to become a new rally. But the way it looks with the volume, you could very easily get something like that. But it's all speculation right now, and I don't like to speculate. I like to show the possibilities based on pattern formations and the technicals. So right now, I've targeted it for a retest up here for the XRP market cap. Even if it's bearish, a retest there would signify a drop to here, even if it's bearish. So I anticipate, like I said yesterday when it was down here, a retest here to see how bearish or bullish we are. We don't know anything yet. This could have been a quick wick. It could be a consolidated dump. This could be a manipulated dump so people sell. This could be a spot so retail gets out of XRP and, institutional investors can get back in, or more can get in that haven't gotten in. So I'm trying to keep that sun out of your eyes. But it is very hot on the back of my head. You see that? That's very hot. But that's where we're at with XRP this morning. When we look at Bitcoin, like I said yesterday, at 30,000 Bitcoin sold. So we're not exactly sure who sold them. But now we can see, like we talked yesterday, Bitcoin needs to come back up and start to bounce off of this level. Well, we had a nice push up here, but that pull down is not exactly the most bullish look. The fact we came from that death cross, retested that as resistance, and now immediately pulled back down. We are showing signs of a reversal candle here in the 2 hourly. So that's why if we get rejected here, let's just say this ends up being a rejection at 67,300 area. The technical target, if you drop out of this, you could technically come all the way back to that rising channel. The broadening wedge support, all the way back down here. All the way down here to the rising channel support. It's pretty remarkable. What did I just do? You gotta love TradingView. This is one thing that if you use TradingView, don't get too frustrated on it. But TradingView will literally grab stuff that you are nowhere near, and it will move it. For no reason. It's done it for years for me, so there's no reason to debate or defend TradingView. It grabs things that is not even close to that you're trying to grab, and it is very frustrating. So that's Bitcoin. If it breaks down this formation, you would be technically in a targeted drop, and you're technically coming towards a technical drop of 57,000 area. That is what it is. 57,000. That's the the broadening wedge retest. Or if this gets enough steam and it can hold this, which right now it's looking bearish. I'll be honest, it's looking more bearish than bullish right now. But we have a lot of opportunity to switch that narrative. We are more towards the oversold. But in the higher time frames, there's still a lot of room to be desired. So right now we're looking to try to hold this area. It's very simple this morning. I don't think you need to over-examine this. If it can't hold 67,300, we've got an issue. If we can continue moving up, we should retest up here on 70,875. As we said, if you break up, it's up to 81,960. If you break down, it's all the way down to 57,000, retesting the broadening wedge breakout point that used to be resistance, and it would finally be used as a support. So that's what we're looking at here for Bitcoin. That was a nice breakdown for XRP. And now let's get into a little bit of news. If you are watching right now, please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this update. I think it's very, very important for everybody to see this update this morning, not to get caught so much up in the drop yet, but let's let this retracement play out properly, and let's let the market tell us exactly what it wants to. So with that being said, good morning. 10:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, April 13th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. And if you want to show support on this during the month, I ask consider sending one YouTube Super Chat per month, or joining Tom's Army and becoming a member of Tom's Army in month 1 with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And if you're looking to trade XRP in the USA or abroad for the lowest spot and leverage trading fees in the USA, look at BITUNIX. It's in the video description below and or pinned comments. You don't need a VPN, and KYC is only necessary if you deposit from bank and or debit card. If you withdraw or deposit from another exchange, you don't need to even do a KYC. I have not. So I think that's a fair way to trade so that you don't get caught up in the exorbitant fees of Uphold and the other ones. And it's not down during high times of volatility like most of the villains in the space. And during that big drop, once again, we know BITUNIX stayed up fully. And if you were afraid of using BITUNIX because it was only in USDT, they now have USDC. So you can put your savings money or your money that's not in trades in United States digital currency instead of leaving it in Tether. So, and before we get into this reading real quick, I want to go over XRPHealthcare, as it's had a little bit of a revitalization today as it's up 17.7%. There were major buying opportunities as we talked about. It came all the way down to the descending triangle and retested the former breakout point all at once. So now we're looking a little bit more bullish here this morning. We have an engulfing candle to the top side. XRPH is up 16%. Now your next major level is to get up and hold 6.2 cents. And then if we want to look at targets, because I know everybody's interested, I'll put both of them because there's no guarantee it's just going to break out. So let me clone this. And let's see how TradingView reacts right now, because TradingView has issues when you try to do stuff like this. All right, so on a breakout, if this is a breakout, you're looking at moving up to about the 9.3 cent area, which is close to a retest, a little bit over the last high. And then if it breaks down, severe buying opportunities if this happens. It just basically comes down to this support. We just have to remove it with the current times. So that's really what you're looking at here. You've either got a nice breakout, and on current positioning, it looks like it should be a break up, and then a breakdown, we at least have that 2 cent area, just in case it loses this. But right now, we're looking a little bullish here to start the day. We're up 18.5% for XRP8. So everybody who's staking, holding, or whatever, congratulations on this, because I think this is one going forward. As being transparent, I have 55,000 tokens, as most of you know, that are staked right now. So I think going forward, though, that's a very serious investment. 100 million total circulating supply. 18.8 million are staked right now out of the 35 million that'll ever come available to exchange. It's about 36 million. So that's pretty interesting when you look at it as a whole, and you can do some research on it, but I need to get into this reading because I'm about to go to the farmer's market with Julie's mom, so I've got about 5 minutes to finish this. So Ripple CTO very excited about new XRPL lending protocol proposal for DeFi expansion. David Schwartz, the CTO at Ripple, has published a comment on the recent proposal of a native lending protocol to be launched on XRP Ledger. His comment is all the more interesting since Schwartz was one of those software engineers who built this ledger. Ripple CTO excited about lending protocol project. Schwartz tweeted to approve the above-mentioned proposal made by developers Anshul Malhotra, also the head of research of RippleX, and BITUNIX, submitting it for review and feedback. The Ripple CTO said if this proposal is passed, it will add new utility to the XRP ledger. The proposed lending protocol could help the native decentralized exchange DEX to create a critical pillar in enabling more accessible, efficient, and transparent financial services, Schwartz is certain. Very excited to see the XRP Ledger native lending protocol proposal up for review and feedback. If passed, this could bring new utility to the XRP Ledger. Together with the native DEX, this lending protocol forms a critical pillar in its enabling more accessible, efficient, and and what? And Ripple new XRPL lending proposal. RippleX published a series of tweets to introduce a proposal for native lending protocol on XRP Ledger, which is intended to improve its capabilities to deal with DeFi. The new protocol would allow users to lend and borrow assets, directly expanding financial inclusion, boosting transparency without the help of any intermediaries. The protocol's main focus would be flexibility and reusability. It would also allow users to tokenize assets. Users would put fungible tokens, XRP, wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped Ethereum, and others, to a lending pool in order to earn interest on that. Loan terms would be agreed on by borrowers and pool delegates delegates off-chain, and then would be recorded on-chain too. Developers would also benefit from this proposal, as it would enable them to easily build and integrate lending decentralized applications on the XRP ledger and offer a broad range of use cases. The Ripple CTO, as we know, commented on the anti-scam video. So this was just a warning. I shared this yesterday, but why not read this little piece? Earlier this week, Schwartz commented on the video published by Ripple chief Brad Garlinghouse. This was Ripple's response to the multiple scams and fake XRP giveaways promoted on social media over the past years. Schwartz shared a vague joking take on the video, commenting on the hair joke made by Garlinghouse in the video. Aside from that, the CEO stated there are no airdrops for XRP promoted by there are no XRP airdrops promoted by scammers, and Ripple would never ask users to send it their coins. Besides, Garlinghouse stated that Ripple is fighting back. So that's just the story that's coming out about the Ripple CTO excited about a new proposal in the XRP Ledger lending protocol, and it could allow us to receive interest or payment on our XRP. So that's something to see going forward. So be very patient this weekend. Pay attention to the retracements that are happening, but also pay attention to the numbers I put out in front of you. Please make sure to hit that like button before you leave so YouTube recommends this update. If you have not subscribed yet, join the over 22,400 subscribers, as we went over 22,400 this morning, which is awesome to see on our journey to 22,000. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're looking for further content, hit that like button so YouTube recommends this update. It allows us to pop up in more of the YouTube communities by popping up through the recommendations. We become part of everybody's analytics, so when you search the YouTube news feed, or just the feed in general, I should say, for new and older viewers, my content pops up and you can find us for the first time or find your way back home. Don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this most holy of days. Stay emotionless, and if you made it until the end, hashtag be better, do better in the comments, as I hope everybody enjoys the start of this beautiful weekend. Keep your emotions in check, and I'll be back later on this afternoon to re-update everybody. Have a blessed day, everybody.